All right, guys. I'm looking at this big time. I'm looking at Meta. I think this Meta cup and handle situation on the 5 minute chart could be really, really great. I love Nvidia too. The only thing that I'm paying attention to is this market here at 407. 407.37 seems to be a pretty nice top resistance. So I'm looking at that level right now. I think that that might be a pretty tough approach to get above, but we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. But I'm loving this Meta play. This kind of has a nice little cup and handle. It's been consolidating for a while. I'm in around 305. I don't have a ton of contracts right now. It's at 320, but I think that these could run really nicely. I think that if this spikes back up, these could get to 400. Can make $80 a contract. I'm trying to get 10, maybe make $1,000 to $500 off of this. I think that this is one of the best setups I've seen in a very long time. I'm looking at the weekly chart. Obviously, the weekly chart looks beautiful. We talked about this in my live. We talked about this last week. We had a nice Friday, but I still think that this could push. I really think that this could end up at least tapping this 192-ish, hopefully. That's the weekly chart. The daily chart looks a little exhausted. It's kind of right there, but it might start to run up towards that 190 mark. Hopefully that 186 test didn't let that happen. Looks like we're about to catch this run anyway. So I only have 3 contracts that I was scaling in, but I'm up 115 on this. Not a lot of money, but 3 of these even running to high of the day could make me $300. I wish I would have got those 10. Oh man, she's running now. Wish I grabbed more than 3 contracts. These are for Friday, so they're going to chop around a little bit. Hopefully I can, if it comes back down to like 320-ish, I might add an average up just because this looks so good to me. We just broke this recent resistance point at 188.90. Now we're through 190 or 189. So now I think that the next best level to test this 189.66, and that 190 level is really kind of the golden gate. I'll start looking for. I'll set an alert right here. This is kind of like where I'm thinking I would sell for these Fridays. Maybe I'll roll them over into next week's with the profit that I make. So I'm hoping that we can get this little push up. It all depends on this market too. So I'm looking at the SPY. It needs to break this 407.37. Seems to be struggling right now, which is not a good sign in my opinion. Let me look at these larger time frames on the 15 and 30 minute. So we're starting to form a nice little uptrend over here. I might be able to get these contracts a little bit cheaper. I'm up 11% on the trade, but I only have 3. I was hoping to get 10. That was my big play. But so far, it's up, but I don't know. We need to see this break above this 407 for us to see that 190 today on Meta. That's my big play, the big opportunity that I was looking for. NVIDIA is coming down nicely now. I just wanted to see it break that daily chart, and now it already has. As you can see, it had this line right here around this 238.88. I was looking for that 240 break, and we got that. Looks like it might be losing some steam all the way up here. Volume is fading off pretty nicely, so the video could start to pull back. If the market starts to pull back, then Meta might be in some trouble, but as of right now, she's looking pretty good on this trade. Got a 305 fill. I'm up 14%. I don't know why I only bought 3 of them. I should have bought way more while it was consolidating. Just didn't want it to go against me, and I thought it had some room down to that VWAP level, but it bounced pretty nicely, and now it's starting to head towards that high of the day. So I'm going to hold for a while. If you want to get in, I think it might be a little high. I might want to put a limit order around this 320 potentially, because potentially we could start to sag off a little bit and bounce. And we might reverse entirely if the market starts to fall back. So I'm looking over here at the SPY because it looks like it's rejecting that high of the day. Same with Meta. So I guess it's not a bad thing that I'm only in 3 contracts here. But I am going to add to this position unless we break this uptrend. So I'm looking at this uptrend around 188. Would love for it to come back down, retest, and then bounce just so I can get some more. I only have 3 right now, which I hate. But I think there's a ton of opportunity for Meta, especially today. And I think it's going to be a slow gain. I think it's going to be a lot of chop on its way up. As long as this stays up above, maybe if this can break 407.37, I think that we're in good hands. I did not realize Ethereum got crushed like that, 1581. The only other thing I wanted to point out was SE over here. This could be a really good way to sell some premiums. SE and CrowdStrike. So CrowdStrike's up as well. Not really moving anywhere. So these are pretty good opportunities to sell some premiums. I don't think that they're that much, though, so it might not be worth it. Could collect a little bit of money here. 128, 129. I might sell these 126 puts if I think that CrowdStrike's going to chop all day and head up. But for right now, I'm going to focus on Meta. Selling the options, I could just collect that premium rather than pay for it. So the reason I was looking at those is because they have earnings. Implied volatility percentage is so high. Theta is very high. They have earnings tomorrow after the bell. So if this starts inching towards that 133 and I had the 126 premiums, I could probably collect around $300, $400 of that premium on a cash secured put side. So I was thinking about doing that. I think I'm just going to focus on Meta for now. I got a pretty late start, so I'm looking at this 189.66 test. Looks like the market's starting to bounce a little bit too. That's a good sign. And then this 15-minute chart looks really bullish to me. So loving this on Meta down here on the bottom right. Hopefully we can get back up towards that 370 price, 380, 390. I still want a little bit of a pullback so I can get more on a cheaper side, maybe around 320. But we're going to have to wait and see. It looks pretty bullish to me. These Bollinger Bands are expanding. This is a cup and handle. It's a very long handle, but it's still there, and I think it still has room up to that 190 before reversing whatsoever. Loving this Meta play, 189.25. We're at 350. I'm pretty sad that I only have 3 contracts, but money is money. And if I got a late start, not too upset about this. Okay, here we go. Here's that little pullback that I'm looking for. Give me some movement down. If you're not in yet, I think that this is a really good opportunity around this one. Break down below this 189. Let's see. 330. My average is just so much lower. I think I would rather get it at around 315, be way more confident in this play to run up. I just don't want to chase it, especially that it's at the top and near it, with the market not yet breaking that high of the day, which is super important. Here we go. I'm up 70. I probably could have just taken profit and gotten back in. That would have been probably smarter, but they're for Friday, and I still think it's going to go higher. Ooh, that's a bearish engulfing candle right there. I'm going to wait for this test off this line right here. Let's see what we got. They're at 325. Okay, we're getting better. We're getting closer. I got a pretty low fill, so I got it around this level at 188.20, so it's only 60 cents. It's nothing crazy. See if we can get filled at 310 here. This little uptrend is what I'm waiting for. This might be the opportunity to get involved, even though this looks like a bearish engulfing. Usually that'll show you a little bit of a further drop, but it's just been chopping in this range for a while. NVIDIA I kind of want to pay attention to as well. It's starting to form a nice little bull flag here. Looks like this 241 is a nice little support line. We could end up trading this one as well. I don't think NVIDIA contracts are going to move too much since it's Monday. Let's see, 245s or 360. They're pretty expensive premiums, obviously, just since it's so early in the week. 360 push it up to, I don't know, maybe 470. You could make $100 or so a contract. I don't know if it's going to be worth it. I think some things are starting to catch some weakness here. How are the Qs doing? Okay, I guess the market's still bullish. The market's looking good. On the tech side, SPY side, it looks like it's about to break out too, up to that 408. So this could be a really good opportunity to catch Meta, honestly, if it's lagging behind the whole market. Tesla kind of just chilling in that range as well. Damn, Coinbase is going crazy. Sorry, I just got to check this one real quick. Yeah, so Coinbase broke right out of that descending triangle, kind of made it a falling wedge pattern. NVIDIA looks really great on this flag if you wanted to risk those 245 calls, 242.50s. I think that they could end up paying really well. I'm going to play some Meta plays just because I think that this still has some room to go and the market just re-broke out. So we are lagging behind here, which makes me a little concerned that this is not going to move as much as I want it to today. All right, we're getting that push back down. Maybe I should get involved in NVIDIA. I just don't want to have two plays running at the same time. But I'm going to see if I can get one of these at 320. Try and get 5 contracts. Do one at 320 and one at 310. So I have 2 limit orders here, one at 320, one at 310. I actually might pull this down to 315. So I have 2 more to get 5. I'm going to try to get up to 10 to make this a $3,000 risk. If I can push this back up to 400, then, you know, obviously make $1,000 on the trade. The goal is to make around 500 to 1,000 a day unless I see a massive opportunity. I don't see a massive opportunity right now. I would have on NVIDIA if I had a late start, but that was my big play today. These are my 2 main watchers, were Meta for the bounce towards 190. It looks like it's rejecting this level pretty nicely, and NVIDIA. NVIDIA is starting to lose weakness again here, so maybe it's about to break down. What scares me is it tapped high of the day and got rejected, so hopefully that's not the sell sign to completely reverse, which it might be, because that is a complete reversal. It looks like this could see some nice weakness. I just got filled on Meta, so she's obviously weak. There we go. All right, so we're in 5 contracts in Meta, and now my average is still 305, so that's good to see. I'm still right at break even on it. Testing this uptrend right here. So this looks weak now. Looks pretty tough for me. So I'm gonna push this down here and make sure that I'm paying attention to this level at 380 or 188. It looks like this VWAP line around 180 could be a good opportunity. I'm obviously still break even here because my average is 305. I have 5 contracts at 307 here is my trade price. Currently at 312. I think I'm going to be down on this trade a little bit here. Coming pretty soon. That's a lot of weakness coming up. Nice breakout and then a rejection, a real fat rejection. So the market could end up pulling this down. If it breaks below this 188.11, I might take a small loss, maybe around this 280 stop out. So 5 times 20 would be like $100 or so, $125. So keeping the stop losses small, but making sure that we're not burying ourselves too much on the upside. Because the upside has, like, even if it goes back up to 360, 370, could end up making a good amount of money on this. But this is a real nice sell signal. And I think it's from that daily too, because this daily chart has a really nice Bollinger Band right here, so I think it's just rejecting that for now. But she does look weak so far. But this range is a really nice range to bounce off of, or this VWAP level. So if we can consolidate around this range, then I will be A-okay just holding this because I'm flat on 5. I still want 10, so maybe I'll add in around this level. So when I'm down 100, maybe my max loss here will be like $200. We'll see. But as you can see, I have $1,500 at risk right now, a little over it. I'm gonna probably end up pushing this up to $3,000 at risk to make $1,000. Stop loss will be around $100 to $200. So it looks like you're playing with a lot of money, but at the same time, I really am not with the stop loss where it's at. So I think this is a great opportunity. I still think that these 190 calls are great value for being a Monday, and with the volatility that we're seeing. I think that Monday is supposed to be really choppy. We have Powell speaking tomorrow and on Tuesday, so I think there's a lot of opportunity there. This descending triangle just completely broke down, so good thing we didn't go into NVIDIA as well. Maybe watch for this VWAP test. I might set an alert right here on NVIDIA at or below. Boom. Meta here getting real close to this 188. So it looks like a really big sell-off, but it's really only $1 from this level. We're getting down to 290 now. I'm not loving this. Looks like the market is reversing. I hate that. It's up 258, 267. I still love Meta. I'm still in. I'm going to signal this in here. All right, it's at 285. So that is not a good sign. I don't like that it's at this VWAP level that fast. Lots of volume here on this sell-off. So I'm not so sure that I like that it's holding up like that. I do have 5 contracts at 305. I am looking to get 10, but I don't know if I'm going to do it while it's this fat of a sell-off. These Bollinger Bands are pointing right at each other, so I'm still waiting to hold on. I'm going to buy 10 if it can stay above this VWAP line, but I want to see some consolidation to the right. If it just completely sells off, I'll probably end up selling this. It's right around my cost basis now because I'm down about $100 some, 129, down 8% on the trade. I want to get more average in for the bounce here because it's right at this VWAP level. But this is such a big sell-off candle that I don't know that I trust that. It looks like the SPY's headed a lot lower here. It looks like we might bounce up to this 406.80-ish range and then see one more sell-off on SPY. Yeah, I think we got some downside to go. This cup and handle here just completely broke down. I would hate to take the $140 loss, but it is looking weaker. It's obviously a slower play because it's Friday expiration, so they're not going to move as much. You can see that SPY is going to start to tank down here. I think that we see below this 406.50. I might have to cut this down 140. I might put my stop loss here at 270 just to stop myself out. $190. I do want to buy 5 more, but the market is super weak right now. We're selling off pretty nicely here. If it can hold up on this VWAP, though, I'll stay confident. Obviously, it's not a big risk here. I'm still looking for that like $500 to $1,000 a day, but I don't want to hold on to something that's going to continue to sell off. We've been really bullish the last few days, so I don't want to hold on to something that's going to just end up burying me. Yeah, we're getting a lot of sellers here. But this Bollinger Band just pointing at it makes me think that there's going to be a bounce here in a second. Yeah, SPY's got a lot of room down. Maybe another $1. Yeah, this doesn't look so good. I'm down 200 or so now, 199. I don't think it's going to be worth it for me to average back in. 305 to 260. Obviously, $200 is nothing, but I don't know if I'm going to get the bounce that I wanted now. Massive sell-off, completely breaking down this cup and handle. The question is do I buy 5 more, average down, and then look for that bounce? Theta's not going to get to these whatsoever just because it's Friday. Down 192. I don't want to average down on these, I don't think. At least not yet. This could be a nice bounce, but that's such a massive sell candle. I had the telltale sign when this bearish engulfing came right through with the market about to reverse. But still not down very much, like 177. If I were to average in right now and I take this bounce and it starts heading towards back that 189, then I'm definitely in business, but I don't know if the opportunity is there. NVIDIA is getting sold off real nice. This could be a really nice bounce play, honestly. This goes back up to 243, but I think that the market might be a little too weak. Are we red yet? No, we're not even close to red. The SPY is not bouncing per se, but... oh yeah, she's getting real sold off. Most of the time, just a little educational point right here. If it breaks that high of the day and you see a rejection followed by another fat red rejection, that bearish engulfing pattern, you'll see a nice little green little spike, which is what I was talking about at this 406.90. I thought we might have had a little room up to 407, but that just shows some consolidation after a bearish engulfing, and that is a real big reversal. So you'll start to see some more weakness after that as well. Still holding Meta because I still think that we get a little bit of a bounce here. It just bounced off of this support line. If it breaks below this one, we're probably headed down to this 187, which I probably am not going to mess with too much. So these are the levels for Meta. When I start to see a, I gotta call in 1 second. All right, we're pushing back up to 284. I think I'm only down $100 now. The question is, do I average down? Or is this just a bear flag? So Meta 15-minute chart, usually, like I said, the bearish engulfing, a little bit of a spike, then some red. I think that we probably see this 187. Might just need to cut my losses at 280 there. If it lets me sell at 279, I'll just hop out here. Going to take a small loss of like 130 if I can. I don't think I'm going to be able to. I think I'll do maybe 272 here, 270. You know what? This is for Friday. I'm going to hold it just a little bit longer. If it breaks down below this level, then I'll end up taking like a $250 loss. I do want to get 10 of these contracts, but I think that the market is way too weak. SPY's fallen off here. It's probably going to end up, I don't know if it's going to go red, but I think that we have another few dollars down. And Meta was kind of chopping away, so once it started to see that weakness, I still think that weekly chart has that opportunity to break out here, but we might end up reversing for a little bit before that 190 test. It's got to consolidate before it hits that 197, this high. So this is what I'm really looking at. So Meta right here. Most of the time when you break out of these wedges, you retest them. So we could even potentially see this 179, 180. I doubt that's going to happen. I don't think it's that weak, but that's what happens most of the time. Maybe we'll start to see this little gap fill down on 184, 185, consolidate a little bit, and then break out towards that 197. Plus, this daily chart needs time to expand, so we might go sideways for a couple days before we rip above that 190 to that 195. Just wanted to take a shot at it. I still think today could be an opportunity. It's at 278 still, but I don't like that it's still weak at this level. If it can consolidate, then reverse, then I'm all in on that, but it still looks weak to me. Especially with that same setup of the SPY here. You know, you get that big red engulfing candle, and then you get a little spike right here, and then you see even more of a sell-off. So we could see this low of the day at 186.50. I might count my loss. You know, it's at 132. I'm only down 8%. 127. 305 on 5 contracts. I might count my loss down like $50 if I can. It's pretty weak. Every time it gets spiked up, there's a lot of sellers still there. But if it doesn't break below this low at 187.65, I could probably still feel confident in this. I'm not so confident anymore, just so everybody knows. This is going to be the day. But they are for Friday, so they're not going to just get destroyed like you would on the SPX. Still at 280. Obviously, $147 is nothing. But this could be a real opportunity for the upside if we don't continue to break down, which, as you can see, the little green candle, then you're going to see a spike down, similar right here, green, then spike down. So we could see this 187 before any sort of bounce. So I might take that bounce at that bottom Bollinger Band at 187.20. Pretty tough scenario for me right there, because then I'd be down like 250 if I add 10. I'm just trying not to. My max loss always, I try to keep it under $300 to $400 on a given day, and we're starting to get towards that level, so I don't like that. 177 is nothing. You can get that back in like 2 minutes on a trade. But just trying to be very patient with all this. I still think that this has a really good opportunity to bounce, especially at this bottom Bollinger Band. I always play the bounces. Obviously, it rejection on the top Bollinger Bands, bounces on the bottom unless you're squeezing down. And I think that the market's trying to reverse a little bit here. So could see a little consolidation phase and then a green candle. Not looking good. Going right against me. How's NVIDIA doing? Where's she at? 240 still? Had a bounce right at that support level that I drew. This could actually be a really good opportunity too. They've been strong all day. The market's bouncing a little bit here. Unless this bear flags, it looks really good. 15-minute chart is still bearish. And Meta is as well. So I'm down at like $30-some a contract, which is a little over 200 bucks now, 212. I'm down 13. Usually I'll cut it around 15%, but I think that 15% is right at this bounce level. I think that this bottom Bollinger Band has an opportunity for it to bounce. I don't like this 15-minute chart whatsoever, but if we compare it to the SPY, because I've been just comparing this chart setup, what I look for is that red candle, and then obviously this is looking a little green. So if I average down a little bit around this 187.25, I'll average my cost down to probably 275, and I could end up almost breaking even on it. So if I play it smart with a smaller stop loss, it's at 250. I'm right at my cost basis. I think it might be too weak for me, honestly, especially with the market selling off. Been holding too long, guys. I think this is I think I might be cutting my losses short here. Could add 5 more at this 187 level, but that's another really big sell-off candle. And I'm not sure I like that. I'll go one more daily chart here. Might have to count the losses around 300. Not a ton of capital at risk. Not a huge loss, but still been watching it fall almost 100 bucks. So was in profit a couple $100, now down a couple hundred. Was looking for the average in. So this bottom Bollinger Band, I'm telling you, might be that play to get in. So if you're not in Meta yet, this is a really good risk to reward ratio. That's where I would start to scale in here. I think I might do 5 more at 255 if it lets me. Down 230. So I'm down at that 15% level, but now I think I'm going to average in 5 more. So then if it starts to spike down, I think my stop loss will be around 248. That's where I'll start to make sure that I don't go over that $500 loss. All right, we're in. We're going to be down pretty nicely. 262, we're down 10% on 10 contracts. So my average now is at 280. That's not good. So I think my stop loss might be 251 for 300. Maybe 245 for 350. So I think I'm going to set my stop loss max 350. I'm really fighting a hard fight here. This is not a good setup whatsoever. So you're just witnessing me battle a losing trade, which is education in itself. But average down, got the cost basis down $20 extra. So if we can see this bounce at this bottom Bollinger Band, I think maybe 187 is that price point I should have waited for. But max loss will now be 350, and I'll try and get it back on an easy SPY trade. 245. I could set this here, but I don't think I'm going to set it. I think I'll just keep it pretty mental stop loss for now. $281, maybe $241. I think I'll list $400. I think 400 will be my max loss here. But if you're not in yet, this level, That's where I'm at. I'm waiting. I'm battling, guys. I need some battle music in here. So I'm either losing 400 or I'll end up making a good amount of money on this if it can bounce off this level. Not so sure it can, especially with the market being weak and sideways. This is a huge sell-off candle, but hopefully we can start to get some love back in here. These Bollinger Bands are beautiful. So let's see if we can get any sort of love out of this. Same situation here, SPY 5 minute. I don't know why I'm comparing them, but just like in terms of how you can see supply and demand work real time. Two little red candles here, might see a little slightly sell off, and then green and green, but this is starting to bear flag to me, so that's also going to drag this down. Down 262, 272. Not loving this, guys. It's probably going to witness me lose 400 bucks on this trade. Not loving this at all. If we see the market break down below this 406.35, it will take Meta with it. The only thing that's going to save us is this Bollinger Band and this really big sell-off. So I like this consolidation at the bottom of this. Usually I would go all in. Maybe I'll even buy. No, I'm not going to buy more. But I am down 200 bucks. 217. A spike up to this VWAP level, I might just cash out and try and take a very small loss, if not break even. I don't like the way the market's starting to break down here, but I still think that this is great value. If you're not in on this yet, 260 could run up to 300 pretty quickly if we get any sort of bounce in the markets. Bottom Bollinger test. This is a really great reversal. So for anybody that doesn't know how I trade, this is my perfect setup. A sell-off into a consolidation phase on the bottom Bollinger Band for a reversal. So here I would take calls. Usually I would take puts around these levels up here, but I do see a cup and handle here, and it just got completely reversed. I thought maybe we would test this high of the day, but got sold off way quicker. And battling a losing position. I had 3 contracts right here. I ended up buying 5 or 2 more right around this level, and then I bought 5 more right here. So I'm in 10, down 250 bucks, 240, down 8% on $300 or $3,000 risk. So I think that I'm gonna end up getting stopped out on this, but I think it's got room down to this 187. I don't want to really play with it too much more after that. Wow, this thing really is just being stubborn as hell. NVIDIA too. Wow, this thing looked like a reversal. Interesting. All right, little bit of a sell-off there. Now some buyers starting to step in here. Let's see if we can get that bounce. 260. Only down 190. Only down 150. See how easy this shit turns? 266. Down 167. I'm only down 6%. First free day. I don't know what that means, but I think that this is going to bounce here. So we're booming. 187, we're finally getting back up there. Now I'm only down 122. I have 10 contracts. I would love to see this back at 320. That would make me 400 bucks. Maybe if it starts to reverse like aggressively, then I might have to buy some contracts to average it down even more. So I'm down 100 bucks. I don't want to take a loss on this trade, even though it's small. This is a reversal candle. So just like this bearish engulfing right here, and then it started to reverse, this is starting to form a bullish engulfing. I know the market still seems a little weak, but we're getting that bounce. Unless it breaks below this 406.36 at this bottom right here, we're not going to see a ton of weakness. This could be a reversal right here. Hopefully this isn't just a consolidation pattern just to get me even more red, but above this VWAP line, we are in business. They are for Friday, so I'm not really too worried about theta. I'm only down 100 bucks. I could take my loss here down 100, but I don't think I'm going to. I think my max risk on this will now be that 250 mark. I've been battling it all morning. I've been confident all morning. I'm going to stick to my plan. This is you see when this big spike right here with the massive sell-off happens, this might be, since it started to fall from 242 all the way down here, this might be one of the last sell-offs of this. So just paying attention to that. That could be a good opportunity for a reversal here at some point today, even though it already broke my target of 240 plus. And Meta is still my big watch because it did not yet do that. I got a nice little reversal right here, sell off, but a nice little buy pattern. So if we can get above this VWAP, I think that this is perfect opportunity. I'm still in at 281 on 10 contracts, so down $100 right now. Hey man, I have 20K in my cash account, only playing options, but Thinkorswim so it shows 2 day trades left. I thought trading options on a cash account wasn't tied to a PDT rule. It's not. So if you call them, it may not have settled because usually if you just switched it, it might take a while. Oh, I'm only down $70. Let's go. It might take a while for it to settle into a cash account. If you call them real quick, they'll take like literally 2 minutes to tell you why it says 2 day trades. If your cash is going down though, so if you have 20K, say you put in a $3,000 trade and it's showing $17,000 in your account, then it should be, then maybe it's just showing 2 day trades, but it's actually, you're good to go. All right, we're down $50 after battling a loss. I want to get above this VWAP line. This is pretty bullish to me. Notice how these are 2 reds. You'll get a green. Maybe we'll get one more spike up above. I'll probably end up taking, a small gain on this. I don't think I'm going to end up taking any money, honestly. I might end up just having to stop out $60 and take my loss because this is kind of a bearish pattern. And if it rejects this, I'll be kind of pissed off. It is right now, which sucks. But looking for that VWAP, I can see my option buying power going down. Thanks for the explanation. Yeah, so the option buying power, if it's going down, you have a cash account, it's probably still just showing that because you just switched over. And damn it, I should have just taken that $50 loss. Because now it's at 137. And the market's getting weaker. And this is expanding downward. Yes, probably is not the best opportunity for me. I might just take out a $100 loss if I can here. Let's see if I can get out 274. I just took a loss. I took an $80 loss, $82 loss. I was not okay with that trade at all. I know it's probably going to break this and I'll be upset, but I'd rather be down $80 than watch this get reversed back down. Especially with the market getting weak. I don't know. I wasn't feeling the trade anymore. I just thought myself out $80. I know I'm probably going to be able to look at that and see it turn profit, but the fact that I was down 250, could have been down 400. I'll take an $80 loss and look for a trade setup, a perfect trade setup. So I'll look for something here coming pretty soon. I do like the SPY downside, but I hate how this Bollinger Band is right here. It's crazy that I just risked $3,000 and still only lost $80. But you saw me fight it. You saw me not lose as much because I was averaging down. I was waiting for that bottom Bollinger Band test. The reason for that trade, why I took it, just to reflect on it, and now it's rejecting, so great sell. I think it's going to head lower with the market heading lower. Was this cup and handle. So I saw this cup and handle. I bought it right here thinking we were just going to consolidate. And I was up for a little bit, but I only had 3 contracts. If I would have bought 10, I probably would have sold out because they went from 300 to 350 and would have made $500. But this bearish engulfing was like, I said, oh shit, maybe I should add more now that I wanted 10 but didn't get 10. Should never do that. That's a bad mistake. I don't know why I did that. But I saw the opportunity for it to retest this high of the day and break out. And the market was bullish, so quickly turned on a dime on me. I started to average in. And then I averaged in even more at this bottom Bollinger Band. Usually this is where I would take an opportunity. You can see the bounce right here, turned 250 into almost 280. So but in $300-ish on 10 contracts. But basically this came against me, so I started to average down on it looking for a small bounce, and I got it. I still took a loss around $80, but it's way better than being down what I would be down right now, which would have been almost 300 some dollars. So I'm going to wait for a good opportunity here. We're at the bottom Bollinger Band on the Meta. I think I might walk away from Meta for a second just because I'm a little biased on it. And then maybe play some SPY or SPX. SPY could be a reversal here at the bottom Bollinger Band and bouncing on VWAP. Looking pretty good on the 5-minute, 15-minute. not the best setup. Let's take a look at the daily chart. Yeah, so I had a resistance point on my watch list from YouTube if you didn't see it yesterday at 407.50. So it's pretty similar to where it's at right now. And then I had another one at 410. So I don't think we're gonna get to 410. We could potentially. This looks pretty good, honestly. Maybe we'll play some SPY calls here. See if we can get some love out of these. I'll probably play Wednesday expirations, March 8th. They'll be pretty cheap. These 407s, we're at 406. Yeah, I'll play some 407s here. See what we got. Maybe we can make a nice little couple $100 on another VWAP test. Just trying to go green on the day. I don't think I like this setup whatsoever, but if we can get to this VWAP level, 12 cents down, I might average in around 240. I'm going to keep Meta on watch, though. I'm going to set an alert. Probably at this level, 187. At or below, create. Like I said before, I think that Meta just needs a consolidation day before it really starts to break out. There's so much room on this. I just want everyone to be aware of that. This 197 level is its high, and I still think that 190 is going to be that key level for it to start getting legs to push towards that high. Going to need this consolidation day most likely. I said that yesterday. Mad that I took a little loss, but $80 is better than $300. So let's go green today. Let's try to make like 500. That's always the goal. Tesla, trash. QQQ, also kind of trash. SPX is not for today whatsoever. Let's do SPY. The only thing that I'm looking at, I don't see a lot of opportunity anywhere, to be completely honest with everyone, but I do kind of like a SPY reversal here. Maybe I'll dabble in like 5 contracts. 242, 241. These aren't moving at all, because even a nice little green candle would push these up 50 cents, maybe $20 a contract. On 5, that'd be $100. That's really nothing. Maybe I'll do 10 of these. All right, I'm going to do 10 at 242, and I'm going to have a 232 stop, so $100 max loss on this trade with a potential run up. Oh, shit, I missed it. We're starting to see some bounces here, so it could be a signified reversal. 406.43, we're getting buyers coming on the time and sales. 45. Going in 248 here if it lets me. Stop loss will be at 238. It's still not filling me. Trying to get 10 contracts here at 248. I don't want to buy the market because it always gives me a really shitty fill. And there's the reversal. I missed that. But maybe some of you didn't. It looks like it's starting to reverse a little bit. I'm still watching Meta. I really am. I still think it has that opportunity to reverse. It's not breaking down, so. Why do I want these? I want these so bad. I think that I might have to just stick to my gut and my plan. I know I sold them right at this level. I could just get right back in at where I sold it at 274. But these things can run. I'll go in at small. I'll go in at small right at 278. About a little higher than where I sold it at, which is never a good rule of thumb, but I gotta play it. And now I would have been profitable. Shit. I just think that this is such a good play. I think that everything about Meta looks good to me. I don't want to chase it, but damn. It's this bottom Bollinger Band. I don't know if you guys use them, but they're fucking perfect. Like unless there's a massive squeeze, they bounce off these. They stay with inside them. You can scalp, you could trade. I'd be profitable right now if I held them, but damn, these things are they're so consistent. Like I always trade off them. I've never had. I mean, I've had some bad experiences with them, obviously, like in every trading strategy, but they it just looks so good to me at all times. All right, see if we can get these a little cheaper here. Right at this bounce. Boom. I got them at 282. I got 5 contracts here. I'm looking for one spike up. I don't have 10. I do have 5. Just looking to go green on the day. This bullish engulfing, bouncing on this VWAP line. I know we're going a little higher here. Hopefully we can squeeze up. Market's starting to squeeze up. So if Meta can get it, Meta could still go to 190 today. You know, I don't think that I'm counting that out. 5 times 20 here, so it'd be, I'll keep $100 risk on this. So 5 times 20 would be 262. So I'm only going to keep $100 loss on this. So here's my stop at 262. So worst comes to worst, I'm down 180 bucks. But the payout could be good. I'm going to move it up a little bit. Just a little less than 100 bucks that I have at risk. Thanks, Fitz. I appreciate that. So every time, so on this trade right here, bottom Bollinger Band, if I see a reversal, you see a bullish engulfing, I always try to buy the red candle down just to show some consolidation period and then a continued breakout. So you're going to see this. You're seeing a lot of orders come through right here, which is a really good sign, meaning that people are starting to come in and realize that this has some action on it. So it either sellers take over here and I have a minimal loss here because I'm at 282 right now, but I can continue to move my stop loss up 267 if I wanted to, which I'll do that. So 15 on 5 is like no money whatsoever. 5 contracts, if it breaks out, you know, towards that 320 at 282, you know, I could end up making like 200 bucks on that, which is not a ton of money, but Mondays I really don't like to trade very much just because of how choppy it is, but I do see some opportunities here. Usually if I'm really confident in something, I'll be buying like 20 to 30 contracts, but on days like this, I'll be buying 5 to 10, trying to make like hopefully $500 to $1,000 today. But I'm not going to do that with 5 contracts. So maybe I can squeak out like $200-300 bucks, go green, and then once I'm green, I'll look for that target on the day. I'm up 45, so I'm only down there playing with like baby money right now, but I am playing Friday contracts. That SPY level that I was paying attention to really did take off. That would have been a good trade. Meta, I'm back in. Would be profitable $100 or so right now in those 10 contracts I had, but I'm just trying to manage my risk wherever I can. Let me pay attention to this 15-minute chart. Yes, this 15-minute chart has a nice little bounce candle as well. Notice how this 15-minute, I know it has not really any correlation, but just to like good entry and exit points in technical analysis, like 2 red candles, you'll see a green, have a little bit of struggle, and then you'll see another nice little spike out. I don't think that it's going to break down next, but we'll see. We will see. I'm down again. It's right around this level. If this stops me out twice, I'm gonna leave Meta alone. But this is a good opportunity here for a consolidation candle as long as it doesn't break down towards that low of the day, which would stop me out at anyways. But it's looking a little weaker here. I need to see a SPY 15-minute chart. I kind of like that. See how the buyers are not letting it go lower? Question is do I buy 5 more, go in on 10? I think so. I think I'm going to buy 5 more here at 284, maybe 283. If it lets me in, I'll have 10 contracts, risking 3,000, and then I'll move my stop loss up to 270. So I would only be down $200 on the day if it goes against me. cancel that for a second just so I can see this. 187, 90, 190. My stop is like $60 right here right now. So when I trade and I'm in something, usually as it starts to go my way, I'll start to move this up just to minimize my losses at all times. So if it starts to go green and you can see a push, I'll end up pushing this to break even so there's no risk on the trade whatsoever. And then I'll continually follow it up. This is usually where you'll see a breakout here, but it's been just really weird price action, so I'm not going to. Bullish engulfing, usually you see some consolidation. I'm going to push this back down a little bit just because I think that there's a little bit of consolidation. Where can I buy this? It's pretty weak. Man, it might stop me out. Might lose like 60, 70 bucks on this trade, maybe 100. I just canceled that stop because I think I might end up buying 5 more, but this is starting to expand down. It's this low volume shit. It's just really, really getting to it. The market does look kind of bullish though. All right, I'm going 5 more here, guys. I'll risk 100 bucks. It's at 279. My stop's going to be at 268. 10 contracts. Final answer. It's really weak. I might get stopped out right away. Risking $2,790 here. I'm going to risk 110. So by the end of it all, I'll be down 200 bucks, or I'll have a really nice trade in here. So bullish engulfing. I think that this could be flagging for a next breakout. It is really weak. There is low volume. It is 12 o'clock. I don't really know why I'm trading at this time. I got a really late start today, so that's probably why. But I like this opportunity risk-reward ratio would be just $100. I'll push it to 90 now just because it spiked up a little bit. So if it loses its traction, it will fall. I'll set a stop loss at 272 here. And 271. So basically up a little bit. 286 is where it's currently at. So I'm up 45 bucks. Nothing really crazy. Just trying to make sure that I don't lose too much. If I lose on this trade, it'll be 70, 80 bucks. I'll be down 170 on the day, which might be my fate. That's what I get for having a late start. I'll let myself lose $80 on this trade. But as you can see, I'm really only risking, I'm risking a ton of money, $2,800, $2,700, but $80 risk, you can't, on the upside, I would have made a ton more. I'm going to get stopped, but I had to take that trade. I had to see it break out, but sellers are too strong here. This seems to be bullish engulfing like crazy, but I think that might have just been some sellers covering, and then now they're stepping back in. Which is tough, but the market seems bullish. I still love Meta. I am biased, and there she goes. Ended up losing on that trade, but what am I down? 200 bucks, 160 on the day. So I lost $80. I don't know why I want this so bad, but I'm just gonna walk away from it. I still think that this has really good opportunity, but I'm just fighting the good fight right now. Oh, man. It's going to start going now to hit my bottom stop, and now it's about to run. It's struggling this level so bad. I don't think it's worth me, playing with it anymore, but I am down 160. On 10 contracts, though, one spike could make me 500 bucks, just like that. So on the car? What car? Usually, to me, would see a bounce. I see an opportunity for it to bounce, the market bouncing, but I think we're just consolidating. So I don't know if this is. I think I might be wasting my time, wasting some little money here, 162, but would have been nice to secure a gain. Question is, do I try one last time? The risk management is everything. You can't lose too much up. You can't lose too much money. That's the goal. If I'm down 160 off of having like 5 straight $700,000 days, not 700,000, 700 to $1,000 days, like that's nothing. How you doing on the car, boss? I meant on the year. Oh, on the year. Oh, I'm doing great, man. You can see my risk management strategy here. I'm buying 10 contracts at a time, so those breakouts would make me $500, $600, $700 per trade, and my minimal loss is about $80, $100. Like, there's no. It's not my best year, that's for damn sure. 2020, 2021, I don't think is gonna be ever topped, but as of right now, it's been a choppy year for me. I've seen some really great opportunities. Meta was one on Friday, so I made a pretty nice chunk of change there. I haven't had a ton of 5-figure days this year, but Friday was one of them. But I don't really look for home runs too much anymore. I kind of just look for the best opportunity, try to average, anywhere from $500 to $1,000 a day. That's just easy money. And then have some outside ventures that I work on too. So the extra 150 to 250 a year is really good money in my opinion. But I always risk manage on the downside. You'll always hear me talk about risk management, small losses, big wins. Everyone talks about it, but I really like to show it at real time. And this is weak, so this is going to get sold off. I got to stay away from Meta. I'm very biased on it. SPY's chopping everywhere. NVIDIA, I had that price target at 240 this morning. Got there so fast, which is crazy to me. And then I missed out everything else here. I don't think that this has any opportunity to the upside. Yeah, Kev, I had a pretty good day. It was Facebook. It was my large account, though, so percentages wasn't that big, but Facebook did run like 300%. So there was a NVIDIA. What else was I looking at? Oh, I'm looking at these contracts to be sold. So I was looking at SE to collect premium and Crowd to collect premium. These are great days. So on the terms of option selling, I don't really dollar cost average very often unless I am looking for a certain level and I don't know if it's going to break out or test the level that I'm looking at. But usually it's like all in. I'll do like 5 at a time, maybe 5 more. But most of the time I like to try to nail the entry and be patient for it. But dollar cost averaging is great, but for options trading, I have a little bit of a different idea of that because let's say you buy 5 contracts and you dollar cost average into it, and then you have 5 more and it still goes against you. You're just kind of trying to average your price down. And at that point, if it's going against you, it's going against you, and you're just going to lose more money that way. So I just know what I'm going to risk and what my max loss is right away when I'm going into it. And that's kind of how I attack it. I try to look for the best entry rather than, dollar cost averaging into a falling position. Because in options trading, if it's going against you, if you're buying, you're screwed. So just adding more money into a burning fire is not something that I would recommend. But I know a lot of people do like to do that. And I'm looking at CrowdStrike. So selling these options could be really great. Let me take a look at them real quick. I was looking to sell these 126s at 530. I think they were way more than that earlier. Yeah. So this morning, these were around 600, so they made about $100 already. So when you sell options, you take advantage of the sideways movement and the chop. So obviously this would be a cash secured put, so you would need 100 shares willing to buy. But when it's earnings like this, 129% implied volatility percentage is crazy. And these option premiums are only $40 away from each other. So that just shows me that $1 move making me $40, these things are way overpriced. So when this theta is at 87, it's at 530 here. I think that it's like the perfect recipe to end up selling these options. So if I were to sell these, I was looking at them earlier, and I was looking to sell them around, I think it was at 600 mark. So I'd be up $70 today. on just selling these just because it's going sideways. So you can make money when it's going sideways and even a little bit up. So I would sell puts so it goes up, so I don't actually have to purchase the shares. And by holding them overnight, if there's no big move and you sell them, you just collect an extra $88 hanging on to it overnight because of theta. So, and if it goes up and theta, then you make way more than that. So these contracts are overpriced because earnings are tomorrow after the bell. I wouldn't sell them through earnings just because I don't know how they're going to perform. Although CrowdStrike does have a ton of web traffic views spiking up crazy lately. So I know you don't really buy cybersecurity products online, but a lot of people are heading to their website. Could mean ultimately more sales. In December, they basically doubled their website traffic. It was like 40% spike. So I'm looking at them for earnings. I don't think that I would play their earnings report just because huge run up, first off. Jesus, I didn't even see this. 92 to 129. So people are probably getting in knowing that they have earnings reports, so they played that run up. They're probably going to sell, and you're going to see a pullback in that. But if it was going the other way, maybe I would swing with those puts, just because it looks like it could reverse. But this looks a little bit overbought to me. But you could collect premium selling these right now. It could have been a nice little $70, 150 just holding overnight. I know it's not a ton of money, but it's just easy money. Just those gains add up. So NVIDIA, SPY. What's SPY doing? SPY's kind of just doing its thing. I'm going to look at Meta one last time. One last time I'm going to look at this damn thing. God, I want it. I want to take it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it one last time. If I lose another $80 to $100, I'm just going to walk away and never play it again, but I'm going for it. I have to. I have to. Right? Here's a little flag. This is kind of a bear flag, though. I don't know. Usually, I mean, this is dangerous territory, which I probably should stay away from. Hit me at 266. I mean, if I was just being patient, I'd be up on this trade, so. I'm going one last time. 5 contracts. I'm in. If it breaks up against me, I'm done. I'm done with it. Gonna be down. I don't know. I only have 5 contracts here, so I scaled in at 5 just because I don't know if it's gonna actually bear flag and break down. But if she does break out above this 188, we'll see it. I doubt this is going to work. It is a bear flag. There we go, 278 push for me, so we could get hopefully up to 3. I probably should have bought 10 contracts, but this does look bullish for a little bit of a rebound. The market's trying to break high of the day. It keeps getting sold off, though. There's so many sellers in this damn thing. Even on that little breakout. Where's like the... All right, so where did it test that? 500. I'm looking for the sell signals. I wonder how big that... There's a sell block in there right at 188 right now because it's been rejected so many times. I'm trying to figure out where it's at. I can't see how large that size is. It's got to be a dark order. For those that don't know what dark orders are, there we go. Thank God, you fucking bastard. Oh, it's still there. The dark order is still there. 187.99, 188. whoever has a sell signal or the sell block right at 188 resting order, it's got to be massive because these are 400, 100, 300 shares, 500 shares. There we go. Need to see it spike above that 04 though. Probably around that. There we go. Okay. God damn. Okay. So we just broke the sell order. He's finally gone. So we're looking at this. I'm looking at this 288 mark. I'm only up 50 bucks on 5 contracts. I'm just trying to go green so I can take a bigger trade here. It's starting to piss me off. Yeah, I'm trying, man. Let's go. Yeah, I need some people behind this trade with me because this is, man, I've been in it 3 times now. Stopped myself out. Very small, but I just want to see that launch. We got that flag breakout here. So most of the time, just so everybody knows, you might see a red candle here because we do like to retest these trends. So we could see a little retest maybe around that 188 mark, 187.95, and then we end up breaking out. So don't be surprised if you see a little red candle here. This is usually a good entry point. If you're in for the break and then you want to add on the retest for the breakout, that's usually my play. That's what I'm waiting for right now, is to see if we can get one more little red. Maybe I'll add those 5 more contracts right around my cost basis, and then I have much more conviction that it's going to break out. I think you got time, man. What's your expiration? Trading my last leg. If it's this week, I don't know if I would swing that, getting closer and closer, but oh yeah, you're chilling. I wouldn't sell that. I still think you got that 190 in it. See how we're bouncing right at this level? Let me see if I can get 5 more. Yeah, I would chill too. I might sell that if it breaks below 187 though. Ah, shit, this thing has so many sellers in it. I'm just battling a war while being blind. I'm fighting a blind war right now. That's what's happening. Consolidation phase is killing me. All right, so we're up only $8 a contract, so that's sick. 37 bucks. I just want to see one green candle. I'll buy 10, 20 contracts on my next big trade. Call it good. Notice how we retested that downtrend again. So these big flag breakouts, you're going to see this. And now, if it has the legs that it needs, if that seller is not there being a stubborn little asshole again, then this is going to spike back up to like probably that 188.75, 188.50 range is what I'm paying attention to. So I'm not counting out that this has the opportunity to go back to high of the day. I don't think that the volume is there. I think we probably will just chop around. I might end up just taking profits around this 188.20 mark if we can get one more little green leg up there. The market is breaking out. Looks like it could test high of the day. Facebook's just in its own little world over here. The only other thing I would say pay attention to is NVIDIA. Starting to consolidate down here. Could run back up to that 242.50. I don't think that $2 is going to make you too much money, though. Same thing with Meta, though. I guess Meta is not really going to make me much money. At this point, it's probably going to make me no money. I might stop myself out, like down 10 bucks. I'm getting real annoyed with this trade today. I'm forcing it. I know tomorrow or the next day it's going to run if it stays sideways. There's just so much room to the upside unless the Fed like screws everything over. Okay, this is not doing what I want it to, even though the market's spiking up. I need to see this 1 minute chart. $15-minute chart, same thing. There's a bear flag on the 15-minute chart, but I do kind of like that this is trying to break out here. All right, last trade. I'm going in 5 more. 276 here. I'm trying to get my average at 277, and then I'll only risk $100. 267. If I lose 260 on the day, I'm just gonna walk away for a little bit. 267 is the stop. Maybe I'll throw one at 269 too, so I won't end up losing it'd be like 250. Looks like it's gonna stop me right away. Damn, that is so crazy. I just got bamboozled today. Small losses, as you can see, but I am risking a good amount of capital to lose that money. If this were going my way, I would be making a good amount of money on these, a couple $300, $400, $500 trades, but I think I've learned my lesson twice now. If I can't learn it by the third one, then shame on me. So if it doesn't bounce here, I'm going to keep that loss around 200, 250. Call it a morning for now. Just playing the chop. I don't know why. I'm really looking for this reversal. Just want one little spike, make like 400, $500, but I keep getting stopped out like $90. I'm at $20 down right now. See if we can get one spike. Give me some sort of love. 269, 270. Just going to continually inch my stop loss up so I can lose my money. I got an $80 stop loss again. So it's either I'm out 80. Death by paper cuts. Exactly, dude. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Just looking for one bounce, but the market just rejected its high of the day mark here. So I might get stopped out one more time. The only thing that scares me on this one, well, I guess a lot scares me on this one now, but this bear flag on the 15-minute chart could send it down to 187. But it looks like I'm going to get stopped out one more time, lose 250, and then I'm going to go cry in the corner, off camera. I'll tell you what, these would have been really good options to sell, that's for sure. All right, we're flat on the position. Let me go green. Let me get one spike above 188. Let me go green. There's not a ton of volume on this, which is why I'm hurting myself. Yeah, I'm going to get stopped out again, guys. I think that this is going to be my calling to hang up the stream today. Obviously, only down 200, but the amount of capital that I was risking, I would have, made 500 to 1,000. But it kind of shows you, even on these small days, $200 loss on 3 big trades. If any of them went my way and it wasn't chopping, it would have been literally just put in the trash can, just $200 down the drain. Bad luck. Yankees hat. The Yankees are the best team in the league, man. And I think that now that you said that, it's going to reverse for me. Look at that. Say it again. Tell me the Yankees are bad luck. Say it one more time. Say it one more time. If you say it one more time, it's going to go up to the high of the day. I'm up $15. $0. This is literally trash. This movement is so bad. Yeah, Cardinals beat them every time. But all right, I'm moving my stop loss up, going to 270, stopping myself out, calling it a day because now it's bear flagging. It's going to stop me out. But lost 220 on the day, at least on the morning. I got a little late start. Saw a good opportunity with the cup and handle. It did not work out in my favor, and now I'm just kind of playing a chop and a bias level. Never a good sign. So I'll just take my 250. I'll take it on the chin, and I'll come back and make a good trade. Obviously, 250 is nothing. I can make that in 1 second with 10, 20, even 5 contracts, but it's going to stop me out right here at 270, lose $70. And I'll be down about 230 on the day, which is not much. But sometimes you got to risk it. It wasn't going my way any one of these times here, so I got stopped out 3 straight times on Meta. I am biased on it, but at least it's a small stop out rather than, letting it go against me so much. Tesla, this is going to be a big watch of mine. I think that there is a lot of downside to come here pretty soon, but this Bollinger Band is so tight. It's crazy that this has been just chopping around this level for so long. It's just trying to find that consolidation phase. So that's my big watch. NVIDIA already broke my watch. So the only thing that I'm watching here now is Meta. And there goes my cash. Well, 5 of them. Meta has that 15-minute bear flag. There she goes. So now we're down quite a bit. I think it stopped me out. Yeah, so 242 is my loss right now. I'm going to walk away from this just for a little bit. But if I see any good opportunities, I'll hop back on or at least put them in the channel. There's just no real opportunities. This SPY call would have been cool that I was paying attention to. But there's this uptrend right here. It could bounce at this level. But I think we're just in a chopping phase. Just kind of losing money by paper cuts, like you said. Taking that 240 loss, running away. And if you guys need anything, hit me up.